You're welcome back. If it's just joined us, you're watching Business Morning. We're coming to you live from Channels Television, broadcasting from Lagos. You can be part of the conversation here on the program as you send us your tweets at BizMorning or at Bolaji Akinwale. You can also send us a tweet with these handles, and also watch the program on youtube.com/ channels web. You can send in your comments or questions or even contribution to the program. Joe Daguro will try as much as possible to find answers to the question that you may send. Thank you, Joe, for still being part of the program. I'd like us to move to the area of incentives. Incentives for investors who have shown interest to come into Nigeria. Do you think we're doing much in that area?
Yes, there are a lot of existing laws that has taken care of that. I mean, I went through that and I discovered that we have a lot of good things already in place. It's just for us to make it known to people and to tell you, listen, if you come into this country, these are the things you stand to enjoy.
What good things did you see?
Well, for instance, you have these, the tax rebate. The tax rebate is very good, and you have a kind of opportunity that even if you develop, if you set up a company in some disadvantaged areas, you have opportunity for 5 years, tax rebate, and a couple of things are already incentives that are good. The government has put that one in place for years. It is not just new. This has been in place for a couple of years. So now, what we should be telling the investors who are interested in this country is just to give them the confidence that, listen, this is where, I mean, for instance, you said if you come, before it was 60-40, for a foreigner to establish business in this country, Nigerians have to have the 60% of the company, and I mean the foreigner has 40. That has changed. The foreigner can come into this country, establish your company, and you have the 100%. You can even repatriate your money, 100%, your profit back home. So those are good things we've put in place, no doubt about that. But how do we convince those guys to understand that this thing is real, and this thing, when you come, you have the right to go? People are seeing us as, oh, when you get there, you just have to, bribe. From the airport, you have to bribe somebody to get things done. Until when we begin to change that perspective, we have to begin to change that perspective, because you see it every day. And then when you look at it, there's so many things we said we have done. People will tell you, oh, our airports are already renovated, we have expanded, we have done so many things. We still have to do a lot. That's our gateway. Either you're going out or you're coming in, that's the first place somebody will see, this is Nigeria. Go to Mauritius, you see what it just done there. And these are countries that we have to say, listen, we have much more than that, and we can do better. So we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to countries whereby we say, if you go to Ghana, if you go to places and see, even these guys are coming up better because they appreciate. Even for those who are living, like in Seychelles, they live on foreigners who are coming in there on holidays. But they've done so much. So that's why I'm saying that what are those things we are putting in place? We have a lot of good things in plan. We have a lot of good things. The law has covered all those ones to say, look, if you come here, these are the things we want to do. But then, how are we protecting that? How are we showing it to the people? And we need some infrastructure. So I'm very comfortable with that fact that if we have good infrastructures in place, these people will come in. For the first time, they have their doubts. But when they come in, the doubts will just, maybe 50% of the doubts will just, melt away. Then the second time they are coming in, then they say, listen, I'm seeing something good each time I come to this country. But listen, if you come to this country, the first time, the second time, you might not see a change. And that is what is scary. That you come in here, you see the same thing, you are coming in the second time, you are seeing the same thing. So there should be some level of change. I mean, if you look at your channel, TV, look at where you're coming from. And look at where you are today. So people can say, listen, you can as well do this. And these are the things we have to make them. We have to, ensure that they have that confidence that when you come in, you can contribute to it. That's an opportunity, though. If you say, okay, the roads are bad, we need people to come and do that. Are we going to do that private partnership, public partnership that way? And somebody will come back again and say, listen, no, I'm not interested in this. And this is what I want to do. So those are the things that are so scary. And we have to put proper infrastructures in place. I'm still very comfortable that if we put infrastructures in place, proper infrastructures in place, people will surely be more interested in us.
Now we have the Nigeria Infrastructure Master Plan.
Right.
It's been kick-started already, and it's a couple of years before that is fully achieved. But how would you assess the rate of development, the rate of commitment from the government to ensure that we improve on infrastructure? Like you said, it is key to growth. It is key to sustaining businesses and achieving the level of success that we all want. And to top that up is the fact that the NIPC was saying that it also has its own investments master plan. When you marry both, how do you think we can, achieve what we want? Because you've said that it seems to be slow in carrying out some of these plans, in getting what we want. But how do you think we can, put both together and ensure that Nigeria is not regarded as one of those countries where things don't get done?
So when it comes to the economy of this nation, we have to be bipartisan. The politicians have to be bipartisan. It is not just about Party A or Party B, trying to, do themselves out and say, listen, I can do it better. I think all the state governors have a role to play. All the states, the 36 states and the federal government, you just have to sit down. If you have to develop this federal road, which I think has been working in some cases, I mean, you do it and let us have it done. Then we refund it. So that could be much more easier than waiting for the federal government to come and do it. So I think there should be this partnership, a cordial relationship between the states and the federal government. So if you have that, put party aside. We don't need this kind of, the federal road is in your state. You should be thankful that I allow you to use part of the federal road and all that. That's not
so
what we need.
Politics have been actually interfering in on the level of development.
Exactly. That is the problem. That's one of the major problems we have, whereby the Party A will say, no, this is my state. I can do what I like. And Party B say, okay, I'm controlling the top. Then I can tell you shouldn't do that. So if we take this argument of party politics and stuff like that, if we take it aside, then we will have to move ahead. The plan that has been made, it is for Nigeria, it is not for a state. So we have to do that and look into that carefully. So unless we have this bipartisan relationship and to discuss, if you are discussing economy, it should be bipartisan. If you are discussing the security of this nation, it should be bipartisan. Even sports, so a lot of things have to change. Not just because of party politics, but because of the interests of the people of this nation. And that is where we have a growth that we are looking at, or we are thinking. Otherwise, all these plans, all these master plans, they're just nonsense at the end of the day.
Okay, we talk about attracting foreign investors into Nigeria. And what level of protection do you think we're giving our domestic investors? Because some countries have laws guiding operations of companies that are coming from outside of the shores. Now, they restrict in some ways how those companies operate. They do not operate to the detriment of the local investors. In Nigeria, what is the situation like? Are we protecting our investors, that's the domestic investors, as we're trying to attract foreign investors?
Like I said, it's just the enforcement. The rules are there, but are we enforcing it? That's the good question there. But that's the way we should look at it. Are we enforcing those laws? But if you look at, where every Tom, Dick, and Harry can just import television, for instance, import electronics. But then you don't blame them. Do you have companies producing this in Nigeria? Or do we just have them just bringing them in? When we say, look at the PCs, there are two companies that I know, maybe there are more, I stand to be corrected. You have these two companies producing computers in Nigeria, but one of them is gone under. And I don't know, maybe the other one is still...
The local company?
Yes, but now you see, bringing in all, junks into this country, and even, things that are not supposed to be. You have all these laptops, everything coming in. We have to enforce it. We have to protect the local manufacturers. And that's the same way. When you look at the way at which we are, even if you said you are bringing companies into this country, you have to ensure that most people will tell you we don't have skilled labor. And you have a lot of graduates who are looking for jobs, but they are not skilled. They can't really, most of them cannot even do most of these things we expect them to do. So now, in order to protect the local manufacturers, you have to enforce the laws that are already in existence. You don't need to make a new law to be able to do that. You just to enforce it. And then that is what, because we allow all things coming in from China, from wherever, just to be a dumping ground. And then you have the SON as well. You have all these agencies that are supposed to control.
Aren't they doing their jobs?
That's the question. That's the good question, that are they really doing it to the level at which they might be doing their job, but are they doing it to the level at which we expect them to do? NAFDAC started well, and they're still doing it, So are they really doing to that level which we expect them to, achieve? So they might be doing it. They say we're doing it, but then at what level are you doing it? So we have to begin to look at all these agencies. The custom guys has to do his job. The NAFTA guy has to do his job. They're already there. The agencies are there. We don't need to create new ones. We don't need to create new laws because there are so many laws. If you are looking at registration of a company, like I said, under this one-stop shop stuff, you have all agencies already packed into it. You have the Ministry of Commerce, you have the Finance, you have FIRS and all that. The good thing that is happening right now, I just noted is, if you register a company like it's been done in some other places, when you register your company, automatically the information of your company is being forwarded to the tax office. So you can't escape tax. Automatically, the local chambers of commerce and industry, they're already aware that a company has been registered. If we put all those things in place, the day you are registering your company, we send all this information to all the relevant agencies. Then you know you are providing information that can track the development and that can track even the facts that you need. Because most of the facts we are working on, they are just, probable. Okay, maybe we have it, maybe kind of facts.
So we hope things would change?
Hopefully. I believe if we go this way, that the moment you register your account, your business, and you want to even open your bank account, somebody is telling you you need your TIN, tax identification number. That shows clearly that something has changed. That's a good development.
Okay.
At least in that area, I think that's good.
We hope things will get better. At this point, I'd like to thank you,
Thank you
for coming on Business Morning. Joe Femi Dagunro is the Chief Strategist at Westphalia Resources. He is also an economist, and we have been talking about the investment environment in Nigeria. We're planning to we actually developed a master plan for investment. How are we going to execute the master plan? What strategies are we going to employ to ensure that we achieve our goals and objectives? At this point, I'd like to thank you for watching Business Morning. Thank you for your time on the program. We weren't able to get your tweet. We hope that next time you join us, we will be able to get more comments from our viewers. And earlier on, we thought we could hear from Muscat, Oman, where the International Organizations of Securities Commissions actually going on, and the acting DG of Nigeria's SEC is the chair of AMEC at the moment. We hope to bring you updates on the development from that meeting. And that is it here on Business Morning. Thank you for watching. I am Bolaji Akinwale. News Track is coming up next.